Jim was saying that it would say dovetails together so perfectly, right? Not to say that the other guys are wrong, it's just I do their stuff. I don't do what they do. I do what we did, what we do, and that's it. And it fits. It's like I always say about Ed stuff. If it doesn't fit the core, don't use it. The core is straight punching and sticking and closing, right? So if you got a core, you stay with that core. You stay with what works and learn how to use that, right? You can always add to it, but you should never deviate from it too much, right? And you don't get, this, with the way Jesse explained it, the way Jim explained it, the way Ed explained it, and Leroy, you need a good basic system, right? That's your core, right? So the reason I talk about Wing Chun Do so much, is what I was saying before, is that Jim gave everybody a good basic system to start with. And he was the first to put it out there, principle by principle, right? 1970, this is attacked by drugs. Not that those things were wrong, but they didn't give I think, my opinion, right? Everybody knows how to get the core. My way is different than yours. I may know a couple ways, but this is the way I found this core works best for me. Everybody didn't lay it out. I'm sorry. Yes, wife? The alarm isn't on. So, I was saying about Jim. Rule number 1. I told you it's the 3 rules for life, right? Thank you. See,
Give us the rules again. What is it?
There are only 3 rules in life. Now, is this live?
Yeah.
This is copyrighted. There are only 3 rules in life. Well, we won't talk about the 3 rules. We'll talk about it another time.
Okay.
But Jim DeMille was the first to openly show what he got from Bruce from the beginning, what he, Jesse, and Leroy, and those original 10 students were doing, right? Through his eyes, what he described that out, right? But it was something that anybody can do. He said everybody needs a good basic system, right? And that's what he gave us with Wing Chun Do, because he didn't give us technique. There were some techniques, but he gave us principles. And those principles apply to everything we were doing, right? And it made sense. Not that the other stuff doesn't make sense. I'm just saying that it made sense and that, okay, now you can see this roadmap, and you can take that and apply it to other martial arts, and you can say, oh, well, this fits here, this fits there, right? Jesse was doing the same thing. He didn't have books and video or audio or other media. The only thing he had out at the time was Bruce Lee between Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do, his first book. His second book was Bruce Lee's Non-Classical Gung Fu. Okay? Yeah, I was the first person to purchase a copy of it in the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois, because Herb Baker used that as a textbook, as I said before, for his PE course when he taught non-classical Gung Fu as a PE course at the University of Chicago Circle campus. So that goes back to, again, when Carter was on, it's a long time. But like I said today, I want to spend some time going over the some of the principles of Wing Chun. So we'll start with the overarm, underarm exercise. You know, this is just an exercise to develop the shoulders and the upper back. Oh, the young lady standing next to me is my granddaughter, Mariah. This was live, and everybody wants to see. They go, who's that kid standing there just looking and not doing anything? Don't worry, Mariah's going to get involved in a second. She's never done this before. So I'm going to spend some time with her too. Jim's springing forward at the top, I'm springing forward to meet his energy. And the person in the overhand position or futsal position determines the severity of this exercise by bringing their elbows closer together or spreading them apart. He doesn't have to, right, he no resistance if my elbows are further apart, but as I bring my elbows closer together, it's hard for him to even lift them up. The tighter I bring them in, so This shows you the power, just something as simple as that. This, just like when we're doing one-arm sticking, right? If we're sticking, there's nothing there, he's coming straight in. Because my elbow's up. But something as simple as bring my elbow in, stops him, right? Now, I don't want to take my hand away because he's loaded. He's spring loaded. He's off this, from the ground up, right? Here, out. His energy's flowing up and out. From that foot, here, up, out, to me, to my center, to my core. I'm flowing under his core. But if I take my arm this way, he's in. Because there's nothing to stop him. I'm opening that line up. If I go too far over this way, he rolls and gets trapped. Right? And continue on. Bang, bang, boom. That's it. Right? Bing, bang, boom. Actually, Edward said bam, bam, bam. But that's how Edward does it. That's what Edward said. You'll hear me reference these guys live. Ed, you know me, you hear me. So everybody who's live. Ed would say that Jesse would do certain things, you know. Notably, most notably, do it again. Do it again. Leroy had a certain way of doing things, has a certain way, because Leroy still was the same guy. And Jim also had a certain way of doing things, right? But I try and incorporate that in what I do. So Mariah, we're gonna do this now. Would you take your bracelet off? You put it on the side and come over here. Grandpa's gonna show you, I like that. Grandpa's gonna show you how what we're doing. Okay, so I want you to turn this way so the camera can watch you. Now, this is why I'm really glad. Exactly. You know exactly, see, that Jedi thing, right? You can see it right away. Right away, we can talk about blending perimeters.
It's like in the Wings and Bellboy.
Exactly. So, Mariah, I want you to stand with put your right foot forward. Right. And I want you to here this way. And bend forward a little bit. Not too much, but don't lock your knees. Just kind of relax, stand up and that. Okay?
Bend them a little bit.
Yeah, just like here, right here. Your knees.
Sit down.
Just stand, okay?
Yeah.
Just showing you, okay? So, we're going to turn your arms here. Now, I'm taller than you. So you want to have your arms up here, all right? As opposed to down here. I'm going to show you why in a little bit. But all I want you to do from here, we're going to do this. You're going to turn your elbows, your palms are up this way, right? And you're going to turn, keep your thumbs in, figure straight. What you do with grandpa. Here. Now, you don't want to put it straight like that, but here. You can point up at your grandpa like this. And you want to turn it so your thumbs are down. But bring it up this way. Now we go back down. This way. Drop in here. And go up. Boom.
Yep.
Down.
Very good.
Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. You don't want to lean back. You want to be leaning right. Up. Down. Right. Up. Down. Up. Down. You're going to palm up all the way. You don't want to bring your elbows in like this too far. In this position, if I'm in the underhand position and I bring my elbow in, Jim can get in. All right? If I'm here and I go to the outer edge of this perimeter, which is here, right? He can't get in. He can go around it, but this is a straight line. Right? Okay, so again, palm up, right foot forward. You grab my hand on the right foot. There you go. Boom. Boom. And lean forward. Yeah, right there, right? Now relax. Here. Boom. 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 You know, Kiki Lydia was doing this when she was 2 years old. She could trap my arm and everything. It too. I was showing her how to do the press down from the futsal and trap. She could go, boom, and hit to the back. At 2 years old. I showed her how to do how when you hear, she showed her how to hook, and she could trap your arm. You couldn't pull it out. I had Gerald from Mount trying to pull out. They couldn't pull it out. They used to laugh about that, right? And then I showed them like, key and energy. I had them lay down the floor. I taught her about key and energy when she was 2. And I have Gerald, they come by the house to train. I have Gerald Fernando lay on the floor and say, okay, Lydia, they would lay down. And Lydia, I said, Lydia, your index finger here and one here, and she's on the side. And I said, okay, now, I want you to think down. Think down. Just think about this energy coming out of your body down. I don't want you to think about anything but energy going through your finger, out and down. Keep it down. And then you do it? Yeah, okay. Get over, I'm trying to sit up. Good. So, it exists. It exists. But we're too worldly to acknowledge the fact that something else is out there because I can't touch it. It means it doesn't exist. No, we can't touch air, but it exists. Right? We can't touch steam. We can see it. We can feel it. You know, it exists. Okay, all right, come on. I'm sorry. Wrap up that. We'll go on different tangents. Okay, right foot forward. So here, and you're up, down. No, relax, bend your elbow. Here, you're up, so thumb down, palm up. Thumb down, palm up. Relax your elbow. You don't want to straight out here like this, right? You want to angle up. Yeah. Big kick to here, all the way, yeah, like that. And when you push forward at the top, that's what I'm pulling your arms forward. Once you push forward, right. Right, there you go. All the way back down. Okay, now, when you're doing that, now you're gonna do that. So put your hands together like this, put your hands like this, and turn your hands back up, angle up the grandpa, and push forward. So when you're here, put it together. Here, here, push. We'll go back to this, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got you going good one way, and I try and introduce something else. Boom. 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 Push there. Right. Angle up and grab his eyes. Right. Okay, now, okay. So, in the overhand position, I'm going to demonstrate with Jim. I'm in the overhand position, and Jim's going to turn up and push forward. And all I do is stay with him. I don't relax, so there's nothing to stop him. There's nothing, I'm pushing enough, you know, when I say pushing, I mean energy, I'm allowing enough pressure on Jim's arms that if I were to let go, he's going to come forward. But the fact that he meets some resistance, he knows he can't let go, and I can't really let go, right? Because if he lets go, I'm coming in, and vice versa, okay? So I'm going to be in overhand position this time, and you're going to do what we just did. So we're here, right foot forward, right? And you're going to, here, Jim's going to correct you as you go along. So we turn up, so come on. So all the way up, remember you got to angle up towards my eyes. Come on, you can do this. And turn up this way. Push forward at the top, push forward. Come on, man. Kind of got her elbows, Jim. I'm good. So I'm grabbing to here. Up, so turn your hand up, and we return. So you start out here, palm up. We're going to go thumbs down, right? And when you come up here, with thumbs down, you push forward, okay? Okay, ready? Here we go. Palm up, thumbs down. There you go. Keep going.
That's it.
Good. You push forward at the top.
I'm up.
Bend your arm. You don't want a straight arm either.
I'm up.
Put your palm up all the way down here.
Now roll up. Good. All the way down. Good. You got it.
Keep going.
Arms up.
Turn your arm off. There you go. Turn all when you come up, you gotta turn all thumbs all the way down. See? Thumbs down. Okay. Palm up, thumbs down. Palm up, thumbs down. Okay, so let's start again. Let's go. Come on. You start. Do what Jim's doing. Turn your arms. Turn up. Turn it all the way up. Yeah, push forward to the top. There you go. Push forward to the top. See what happened when, because there's nothing to stop you. See how you fall in? So, go palm up. Okay, now turn. Okay, roll your arm, elbows up. Push forward. Okay, back down. Turn, push forward. at Grandpa's eyes. Right? You don't want to be too low, because if you're too low, Grandpa can come in and tap you here and there. Tap you here and there. But if you're right, and that's the other thing.
Oh, it's tapping down.
Yeah, I can't now, because Jim's showing you how to blend perimeters. Grandpa's wider across the chest than you are. So, see, I'm wider than you. So, in order for you to equalize that difference, you have to go to the outer edge of my upper perimeter, right? So it'll be here, right? Not in here. In here, Grandpa does this all day long. But bring it here, up, can't get in, can't get in.
Down, no good.
See, we
Up
turn
is
the
good.
side so you see a little better. So now, when it's in here, I get in all day long. Bring it out there,
Yeah.
Grandpa can't get in. I can try to hook, but if you equalize by going, boom, it's harder. But look, you can get in. All right? So here, turn right. Right to, don't, right. So we just get the motion down first, and we tweak, and tweak, and tweak some more. Turn your palm all the way up. I know it's like walking and chewing gum, right? I didn't think that was so hard. Turn your palm all the way up. You come down. Okay, there you go. You know, okay. Okay, I'm getting tired? Were your arms getting tired? Yes or no? Well, you can say so. I need to know, because I can't read your mind. Okay, we'll take a break. When you say, I'm getting tired, let me know. We'll take a break. So, okay, so after that, we're going to go to the alternating roll. So one hand's in the overhand position or the full out position. Jim is in the underhand or pound out position. Then versa. This is what I call the chessboard, right? Because both pieces are set up. We're just alternating roll. You know. Good. He felt my arm go this way. And he trapped. He also feels this. He knows that I'm shooting for this. So he's, okay, go back. Because I'm sure there's some other things in here. So what I did, because he pulled his hand back at the right time, he almost was able to catch me what I call the stupid trap. Because, and I call it stupid trap because he's pushing down on my top arm, and I was trying to do a lopsided grab and pull here. So I've trapped both my hands. I've trapped both my hands here. Now, I call it a stupid trap because that's not the name for it, it's just what I call it in my class. Because to get out of this, all I need to do is that, really. But most people don't think that. They feel this pressure, just pushing down on my arm, and he's coming forward here with sort of like a long sow or right. So he's pushing down, let's reverse this, so I'm doing it on you, performing it on you. So stay here, right? So it's, my left, your left going to your right. So he's here, and okay, so I was walking to him down like boom. So yeah, to myself again. Yeah. But he stopped that. Okay, so you stop my left shooting under. What should have happened, I'm doing that this. Then he did what he had to do. Because I've already cleared this. When this happens, that's a stupid trap to follow. All right? You see it in James Lee's book, you see it in some other Wing Chun books, but this is what I call the stupid trap. Because that's all you need to do to get out. Just take this hand out, and you're out. But what you should do when you do this is pull this hand back. You hear, pull his hand back. He knows I can't stay here. You know, if you stay there, just stay there. That happens. That happens. So he knows. That's why he doesn't want to stay there. So if he feels that, he gets out of the way, right? He wants to stay, again, when I call this a chessboard, right? He wants to get, we weren't in a fair game, right? We're moving pieces back and forth. But I shifted. I wanted to shift, but he's also shifted. So now, when he shifts, his weapons are where? on me, both weapons are on me, and my weapons are turned away from Jim. Okay? So now, he doesn't want that game, right? Okay, so okay, go back. When we do that, if you go back and do that graphic that you just did. Yeah, right. So that's all you do. And you keep turning. He knows because he's sensitive to when I do something. He knows that I'm coming forward. But I'm also shifting. He was here. He had both hands here. I don't want that. And he had both his hands working with one hand. Yeah. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to attack. So I'm going to make him shift. Make him stop that. All right? Because I'm standing there saying, okay, yeah, go ahead, do what you're going to do with two hands. Right? Well, it will work and it can work. It's not to say Jim was wrong. No, he's right. Because that's what he used to doing. But at that time, I'm also thinking non-compliance. Right? Again, this is a chess game we're playing. This is a math class. This is the class. We're going to the blackboard here. We're practicing. Right? This is where you want to get it wrong. Right? This is, I think it was, it's Marine Corps slogan for basic training. The more you sweat in training, the less you bleed in combat. Okay? That's one of her favorite sayings too. Was one of her favorite. So when we're doing that, it's just that, okay, we're here, right? So he felt this. I felt that. I felt that coming that way. But again, now, what's he doing now? He's looking for that finger, but he's also trying to keep this at bay because he sees how I'm coming back this way. I'm not thinking about, yeah, he's taking me this way, but I'm thinking this. And again, see, he wants to keep me off his turning sides on him. What I'm trying to do to him, this is the fair game, right? We're both equal here. One's on the inside, one's on the outside. But this is still a fair game. This is still a fair game. You know, this is advantageous for me. This is advantageous for Jim. Right? This is advantageous for Jim. All right? Why is it advantageous? Because he has two hands. He can attack and defend at the same time. Both my weapons are pointed towards my granddaughter. I'm sorry, Mariah, I didn't forget it. I can't start getting into this stuff. Okay, so let's do this now. Go back here. Sorry, Jim, we're good.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, so now you're gonna, again, right foot forward. And we're gonna do this again. We're gonna do it in the air again. So palm up, thumbs down. Palm up, thumbs down, palm up. Right. Right, keep going, keep going. Because you took a break anyway, your muscles are relaxed now.
You're young, you should be fine.
Yeah, you can do this all day. So I'm kind of guiding where I wanted to go, but again, that's reinforcing, and it's a subliminal way of saying, okay, this is what I need to do, right? And we can tweak it as we go along, but and this is something that's you're going to work on. You're never going to get it perfect. Jim never got it perfect. Jesse never got it perfect. Ed never got it perfect, but I couldn't touch any of those guys. They're gone now, but I couldn't touch it, stick a hand to them. The only time I touched those guys was if they left. Period. And that's it. I'm not saying that they were untouchable. I get touched. Jim's touched me and sticky. I tell my students all the time, I expect to get hit. Mike Tyson expects to get hit in sparring, in training, right? He's going to get hit in the ring too. Nobody's that good. Unless you're Jesse, Jim, or Ed. But Bruce could do to them what they did to us. They said that about Bruce to a man. Everybody I talked to from that original group, and I'm blessed enough to know and work with 4 of the original 10, and they all said to a man, they couldn't do a damn thing with Bruce. They were all in their 20s and experienced street fighters. They couldn't do a goddamn thing, and I'm quoting verbatim from them now. They couldn't do a goddamn thing with Bruce. He shut him down. It was a street fighter, professional middleweight boxer. Leroy did some stuff that we won't even talk about, but you know, he was a damn good fighter. Jesse was a champion judoka, and Jim was a boxer in the Air Force, and you know, heavyweight. These guys outweighed Bruce by over 100 pounds, and they couldn't do a damn thing with Bruce. So, and I couldn't do a damn thing with these guys. So, I'm not saying that, you know, they've gotten better the more they do this. So, like I said with my granddaughter with Jim, it's a matter of tweaking, because everybody starts out, you know, here, you know, here and there. But this is something you can do in the air. You can stand, you place looking at a line on the floor, or stand looking in the mirror. Here, palm up, thumbs down. Palm up, thumbs down. There's a sticking perimeter. So the sticking perimeter goes, let's start with the upper perimeter, right? Because they're slightly different, So the upper perimeter is from the eyebrows, and goes down to the shoulders, it's kind of straight there, right? Scratching, even though it's 68, it's slouch, right? Think Marine. So from the eyebrows across, angled down. I know in James Lee's book comes out this way, but in Wing Chun Do, it angles down here, down to the shoulder, from the shoulder down to the hanging elbow, where your arms naturally hang, right? So here, across. If you notice, that's where the solar plexus is also. There's something aside from I learned from Fred Degerberg. People don't wear button-down shirts anymore. Next thing you see somebody with a button-down third button down is the solar plexus. Always. So don't wear button-down shirts. But if you catch somebody and you enter a situation in the club or somebody's got a button-down shirt, when hit the solar plexus, third button down is the solar plexus every time. Okay, so from across the hanging elbows and back up the other side. So that's the upper perimeter for the stuff. Most of the things we use, the techniques that I learned from Jesse, Ed, Jim, Leroy, and those guys from original stuff, they're designed to penetrate and attack the upper perimeter, right? The eyes are there, the throat's there, the mouth there, the jaw's there, the solar plexus, the heart, all that stuff's there, right? And if you look at the book Secret Fighting Arts of the World, the story of the dinky little poke, what he's showing is Jim's, he's showing here, and that's the guy's here, but he's in here, this way. He's showing a dinky little poke, but it's off the center line, it's in the upper perimeter. So he's doing this with one fist, right? He's here. So this is in the upper perimeter, right? From the hanging elbow to here. Everything is designed here, right? But he's attacking here. And the side, because you see me facing Jim square on with this, you don't want to attack somebody square on and hit somebody dead in the mouth. Yeah, you may knock out a few of his teeth, you know, and do a lot of damage to him and piss him off. He's got to go see an orthodontist, you know, get some veneer, you know, or a grill as they used to do in the 90s and early 2000s, right? But we don't want that, right? Because it's going to do a lot of damage to you too. You cut your hand on these sharp things. Get a bad infection. So Jesse does one of the early things Jesse told us, you don't hit somebody square in the mouth with this, because he's seen it happen to other people. What you want to do, like I said before, this is the fair game. We don't want the fair game. So Jim wants my head this way. All right? It said anytime you hit somebody on the side of the jaw, anywhere from here to here, right? From here to here. So we've got a perimeter here for this knockout punch here, right? This is where I'm coming from this, and this is here. This is tight here. Bang, 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 bang. I had it back then. That's what he would say, bang, 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 bang. Right? So this is here, where I'm punching inner gate and the outer gate, intersecting the center line. I don't want to face him here and here. Right? If I'm doing anything face to face like this, I'm coming with my thumb, I'm coming with my fingers to the eyes. Something that's not gonna, that doesn't develop muscles, can't stop it, right? No matter how, I don't care what kind of weight training he does, what type of supplements he does, you can't build muscles to protect your eyes. You can't build muscles to protect your throat. You can't build muscles to protect your trachea, all right? You can't just, and I'm just gonna tap lightly. If you're doing this real quick on some, that was just tapping with my palm. So you hit somebody, bang, 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 real quick on the side of the jaw. Again, and people say, well, you're never gonna fight out of this chi-stop position. So we're just demoing now. So if I'm here, yeah, you're right, we're never gonna fight here, but this is the technique, right? I've turned Jim's weapons here, I've turned his head, I've turned his body, bang. So we're not gonna fight, but Jim's standing this way, I come in, bang. Bang, 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 bang. There's no pause in there. You know, you let, as Jesse would say, you let how a person stands tell you how to attack them. That's why Jesse said he didn't like stances. Jim didn't really like stances. We had momentary positions, like he talked about a closed body jump, which is the way we use terms that Bruce used to describe what they were doing, right? But he said, you know, this was the closed body jump position, but when I was doing Wing Chun Drill, he said, you're never gonna fight out of that. It's gonna become this. You pushing off it and driving off that rear foot, moving forward. So anyway, I digress. I didn't forget about that, right? Now we're gonna move into something else, we're doing punching. So, again, so we were here, and if Jim's going, right, no, we can go ahead and do one.
You open up a hole.
I know. Okay.
It's like what we do.
Here, so shoot, right, now, again, you see, when he did this trap, here's the other thing, with this trapping right here. You don't want to trap, you can do this, but if he presses here, that loads that elbow up. If he presses, it should be here or here, anywhere from upper arm here, yeah, that area. Why? Because he controls my motion. I can't really, right, he controls me. He's pressing down and in to my spine to limit my response back at him. Right. Now, again, I said this is not a fair fight now. This is in Jim's favor. He's got one hand defending, one hand attacking. Lin Sil Dai Da. Simultaneous attack and defense. Yes, right. So he's attacking me on 3 levels. He's got my balance. He just interrupted by that kick and punch. Bang. Now, people say, oh, that looks theatrical. Hey, I have a student of a student who actually did that to somebody. And that guy he did that to, well, number one, he tore the guy, he kicked the leg out, the guy tore his groin muscles, falling. All right? And he also broke the guy's nose at the same time. Long story short, 5 guys attacked the guy. He put 3 of them in the hospital. The other 2 ran away. Okay? This was in Chicago. And this was a number of years ago. And this guy was, people say, well, Wing Chun Go, it doesn't work. Well, it depends on the person. Anything works, it depends on the person. You don't advertise, I'm not saying, you should be proud of what you do or where you, the dojo or school you belong to. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying this is a weapon. You don't advertise you're carrying a weapon with you, right? Because they're gonna look at you differently, right? Yeah, you can still be attacked carrying a weapon, but they're already prepared for you. Again, this would be the fair fight. Jim's got a weapon, I got a weapon. I've got a shield and a weapon. Jim don't have a shield. That's the fight I want, right? So that's what we're doing. So okay, let's get to the punching part. And again, this exercise to develop the upper back and shoulders and punching also, because he's drilling and pressing forward. Bang! All right? Okay, so let me get the focus on this. Mariah, you're going to have fun with this one. Mariah, you know how to play patty cake, right? Huh? I can't hear you. They can't hear you.
So I have someone asking if you're Jesse's brother.
No. No. Same name. It's amazing. Same name, different guy. And Mike,
Never seen
we
him.
think Mike passed away. I never got a chance to meet Mike. I know of Mike, and there's a video on YouTube. It's about 5 minutes or so of Mike's school. It's a Gung Fu demonstration when Mike had a school in Washington. I didn't get a chance to go to his school. I could have, but Jesse and Mike were not speaking to each other at the time. That's when I went. When I went to train with Jesse, he invited me to train with him. When he came to Chicago, there's a video out. Jesse Glover, that Chicago seminar that Joey put on YouTube for me. I forgot to bring you another one that plays a little more normal speed.
Okay.
I'll get that one to you. But that was, again, Carter was in office when we shot that, so that tells you how long ago that was, right? We shot that at Uris Gunloy Circle campus. Herb Raper was in it, I'm in it, Fred Degerberg is in it. Fred and I look like we swallowed somebody because we were a lot skinnier then. Now it looks like this guy ate a whole person or something because they're big. Anyway, so no, I'm not Jesse's brother. I never got a chance to meet Mike because he, like I said before, he and Jesse were not speaking at the time. But from what all the guys from Jim, Leroy, Jim Ed Hart, Leroy Garcia, and Jesse all told me Mike trained with Jesse. He lived with Jesse from when he was 13 until he was on his own, right? And he trained with Jesse. He also trained with Bruce Lee at that time. So that's where Mike's stuff comes from. Mike also studied, films on Aikido, and he spent time with Jesse. Jesse was a champion judoka at the time. So Mike has some very interesting stuff. There are a few guys in Washington State who practice Mike Lee's system, not this Mike Lee, that Mike Lee in Washington. Like I said, I don't know where Mike is. Nova was the name of the system, right? And but if you want to see some footage of him doing his stuff, there's a YouTube video of Mike Lee Gung Fu demonstration, Seattle, and that was shot at Mike's school, right? And Jesse and Ed shot that footage. Okay. All right.
And he said apologies on
no apologies. That happens all the time, but I like to let people know I'm not that guy because that guy, as Herb Baker used to say, could hurt you by accident. Not on purpose, by accident. If you want to do it on purpose, forget about it. Forget about it. You're done deal. It's a saying. You cover your ears, right? You know to hear what Grandpa's about to say. Kiss your ass goodbye and send your soul to heaven because your ass is mine, your soul is God's. So that's one of those things, right? But Mike was in a world above and beyond. But like I said, there are a few guys. Chris Sutton, one of Jesse's students, is also one of Mike's students. And Chris lives in Seattle area, Washington, state of Washington, and he spent time training with Mike. And I know Chris, and we were friends, and he spent a lot of time with Jesse also. So, but he was one of Mike's students. So Chris Sutton and a few other people out there who, I don't know them, but I know Chris, who practice Mike's stuff. There are a lot of guys out there. I'm sorry. Oh man, this is great, Leroy Garcia. Leroy, how are you? I'm here in class doing a video and everything. Joey's got me live on Facebook right now.
YouTube.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're live on YouTube. Leroy's on. Go ahead, Leroy, I'm here.
Okay, well, so you're on YouTube right now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, I'll let you be calling when you're done.
All right, Leroy, I will.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Leroy Garcia, we talk once a week. Man, just an aside, 'cause I want Jim to punch, he's aching to punch, I can see it. Oh, well, can you pump, can you do
I'll
pump?
take it to a field.
Okay, you want to just show
I'll
it?
demonstrate for him and
And
then
then-
show him how to do it.
Right, and you'll hold it after he demonstrates for you, then you're gonna do it, okay? Trust me, you're gonna enjoy this. This comes out of that exercise. Back to me talking to Leroy. Here's my thing. I, like a lot of people, we saw Bruce Lee in the Green Hornet. And we were awestruck, right? You know, the stars in our eyes. We have to learn this. We have to learn this. And I'm this kid from the west side of Chicago. How the hell is this possible? And this is what I'm in awe of. And I speak to Leroy every week. And he talks to me. I mean, he calls me or I call him by that. That's what I mean. We're in awe of the fact that it's just one little thing that caused us to be in that circle. And if we hadn't done that, we wouldn't be in that circle.
Yeah.
For me, I've always liked the martial arts. And I got a chance to skip to the Bruce Lee era stuff. I got a chance to see a demo that Herb April was doing at a rec center in Evanston with some other people on different things, right? It was an Aikido demonstration. And then my friend Jim Lee, my good friend Jim Lee, I went to X-ray school with, and
No relation to any of the other leagues.
right, no relation. The only relation is that he's Chinese, but it was interesting. He's Chinese, and I introduced him to Bruce's stuff, and Jesse and all those other things. But he took me to this demo, just like Jesse was told by a friend of his to go check out this demo at the Seafair, right? And Bruce was doing a cha-cha demonstration, and then later a Gung Fu demonstration, right? But a friend told Jesse about it. Well, a friend told me about Herb April. And said, hey, let's go check out this demo because there's going to be a guy doing JKD, right? And Herb had just come back from California, and he spent time training. Danny and Santo and Richard Castillo still had school together, and he showed some eskrima that he learned. I always refer to it as eskrima. Sometimes I say, I know that some people call it Kali, some people call it Arnis, but I was introduced to the term eskrima. And then there is a difference. I'm just saying when I speak of it, I usually say eskrima. And he was really excited about was Wing Chun Go. And he had done a 2-week training camp with Jim, and he was Jim's representative in the Midwest. And then I found out that this guy was teaching at the University of Illinois Circle campus, and I worked at the University of Illinois Medical Center, right? So I'm right down the street from this guy. I was doing karate at the time. Long story short, I had an accident. I was off from work for 10 months. I was in a wheelchair for 6 months and on crutches for 4. But I had Herb's number. And I knew I couldn't go back to doing, I could, but I felt like I still wanted something to do in the martial arts. So I had Herb's number. I contacted him, asked him could I come down and watch a class. He said yes. Well, I was off the crutches now and I was getting around with a cane, but I didn't want to have him see me with the cane, thinking that how can I teach this guy? You know, he's handicapped. I didn't want him to see that. Trying to cut to the chase of this, when people get to know me, they'll find out I digress a lot. That's why Jim is smiling. You know, this is going to be a long one. But I'm trying to edit Jim to the Reader's Digest version, Mike Lee style. So I went to see the demo, the class rather, and I didn't want Herb to see I was in pain. I stood for the whole 45 minutes of the class. It was in the wrestling room at the time at UIC. And I stood there against the wall, didn't want to sit down, even though I needed to sit down. I was in a lot of pain. Like I said, I broke both heels, and I was just getting back to work, but I didn't want her to see me with a cane. So he noticed that, and then at the end he said, okay, I'll teach you. That was it. He said, okay, I have class at my apartment on the north side, and you can come to a weekend class. There was people in that class. Fran Joseph was in that class. Fran Joseph married Jerry Poteet later on, but she was in that class. Brian and Ed Carter, they were in that class. Brian now is the Liam King representative in Wing Chun, but he was in that class. That was before that, and he had a black belt in Shotokan that he got in Japan while in the Air Force. Okay, so and I came in. I had done Kyokushin karate and Aikido, but Herb was exposed to Eskrima and JKD from Richard Bustillo in California, and also John Acosta. John Acosta offered to teach her his system, but Herb ran out of money and couldn't stay in California. So what little bit of the Acosta system we have was given to Herb by John Acosta, and the other stuff by Richard Bustillo. So that's where our stuff comes into that. And during the years, we also were in contact with Leo Fong. Jessica put me in contact with Howard Williams. But back to Herb. So I started taking lessons with Herb. We brought Jim DeMille in, and I started doing Wing Chun Yo under Herb and Jim. And then we decided to bring Jesse in. Like I said, that was when Carter was in office. And we brought Jesse in. He did a seminar. That video again is on YouTube. At that seminar, we would take a break for lunch, and then we're going to punch. This will be the last part. Jesse took a break, a lunch break, and everybody's asking questions about Bruce and this, that, and the other. And I'm sitting around, I'm asking Jesse, and I'm not saying he did that because I'm asking Jesse about Jesse. Because he and I were corresponding, because he had already written Bruce Lee between Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do. And I was corresponding with Jim DeMille and Jesse Glover while I was recovering. When I was in a wheelchair and on crutches, I was off of work for 10 months. So yeah, I've read those two books cover to cover. And I corresponded with them. And they both put me in touch with Herb, and I already had Herb's information. So well, at the seminar, Jesse said, Mike, you seem like the type of guy that would like Seattle. I think you'd fit in nice. You gotta think about coming to visit me, train for a little while in Seattle. I was catching hell on my job a couple of years later. Herb and I discussed it, and I said, yeah, I need a vacation. So I went to Seattle, and I trained for 2 weeks there. I've been doing Wing Chun Do for 4.5 years at that point. So let's just round it down, 4 years, right? And a little bit of non-classical that Jesse had shown us, right? So, and again, to give you an idea of where, like I said, his second book, Bruce Lee's Non-Classical Gung Fu, was not even out yet. I mean, when he came to Chicago to do the seminar for us, that book still wasn't published. And he gave Herb and I proofs of the book, how it was going to be laid out. That was my first copy of the book. But the first printed copy, yeah, I own that too. I bought that. Because Herb was using that book as a text for his PE course. But, so I went to Seattle. I stayed there for 2 weeks. I lived with Ed Hart. That's when I met Ed Hart. And I read Bruce Lee between Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do. And I knew Ed was Bruce's second student. Jesse said, well, I don't have a big apartment. I only have a studio. So you're going to live with Ed Hart. I was like a kid in a candy store with extra toys to play with after hours at the store's closed. I had to run the place.
Right.
That was my introduction to Ed and Ted Hart, Ed's son. Teddy was 17, and to Teddy, because he's a Trekkie, I'm a Trekkie. So, yeah, and I just had a flashback moment with those guys. And so that's my introduction to that. And then when I came back, and this is the end of that story. We're going on other stories another time. When we were going back, I'm going back to Chicago. They took me to the airport. So you could still, people boarded the plane. You could be there with them and walk all the way through, right? Shows you how long ago that was. There was no federal security force at the airports at that time, right? They were there, but you didn't know they were there. I'm standing in line to board the plane, and Jesse and Ed there on one side of the velvet rope, and you're on the other. He says, okay, have a safe flight. Let me know when you get back. He said, if anybody asks you what you do non-classical Gung Fu. If anybody asks you who you represent me, and you represent Ed. Have a nice flight, let me know when you get back. And I came back to Chicago, and I was I've been teaching underground, or not openly, since then. And I've been teaching here at Power Source now for 12 years. Right after Jesse passed, everyone said, you can't let what Jesse gave you and Ed and Jim, these guys gave you, pass away. And I didn't want that to happen either. A friend of mine that I'm in business with in another venture was trained here at Power Source Martial Arts. And he talked to Sensei Andre Campos, and Andre said, yeah, come on in. And I've been great. So we're here every Saturday. I may be running a little late, but I'll be here. I don't work on the weekends, and that job can ask me, but I ain't coming. I'm calling in well on Saturday if you put me on the schedule. Well, I ain't showing up, so don't put me on. All right, so Jim's gonna palm strike. So just like we're not gonna do it. We'll just do alternating palm strike. So he's gonna stand square. Now he's punching outer gate in. No, he's over. I was looking at his arm from the outside. That's different perspective. See how he's doing it? Just right in the palm. You do that? You can do that. Jim's gonna hold, and you're gonna do this, right? Your grapple's gonna be on the side. Watch it. So then with the right foot forward again. That's it. And I want you to start your hand. You get it, where you step a little bit forward.
Gotta be able to reach.
Right, maybe you'll reach it. Just like that. You never been pancake? Yeah, but, you remember? Right? Fast. There you go, keep going. Okay, now put your right foot forward and play pancake. Go fast. Faster. Okay, now instead of hitting your hand here, when you bring it here, well, do that, keep doing that, just do that. And then pancake with the mitt. You know what I'm saying? With your legs locked like that. Bend your knees a little bit. Okay, you play pancake with this. Faster. Faster, right? This is no locking your knee. Right there. Bend your knees a little bit. Right there. Push right through. Try here. You gotta kick my hand back here. There you go. Keep going. Faster. Faster, Ryan. Faster.
Yep.
Right hand. Give me 15 more. Count 15 more. No, 20 more. Keep good. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So for everybody watching, the reason I say, can you do patty cake, I found this out by accident. When Joey had a friend of hers come in for Melissa came in, she took the class, and it's hard for people to walk and chew gum, even though they've done it all their life, right? I say that because when I say I'm talking about something that's simple, you're thinking about it, you don't really need to think about to do, right? So I would say I want you to punch from the center, from your shoulders straight out, intersect the center line. From here, boom. But they do it as a start the chicken wing, that's what Herb would call when your elbow flies out. chicken wing right, you know? So there's a power line. So when Jim does that, again, right? So you see that there's a power line, you lose the power. I mean, that's not a hook. A hook you never see. Really, you never see. You're not supposed to see a hook. That's why a hook takes people out. You're never really supposed to see a hook. It comes up on your blind side, out of your peripheral line of vision. Bang, you don't see it. That's why. This long looping thing, yeah, that's a long, but according to Dempsey, that's a swing, not a hook.
Here it comes.
Right, yeah, you're telegraphing. You send a carrier pigeon to deliver this one, all right? This is instant messaging. Okay? It's the messaging. Okay, we're shutting the power off now. Bang, boom, you drop. The power's dropped, right? Because a knockout is an electrical short circuit. So the power company just shut your power off real quick. That's what that is akin to.
Okay.
Okay, so when he's doing this with the elbows out, he's chicken wing, so that he's lost power line. But when he drops his elbow down, you know, look at that power line, right? Elbow out. All right, that's why. So why did I do the pancake thing? It's something that people already know how to do, and it keeps your elbow down. That's it. Two things that I want to do that you already know how to do, and we don't have, you know. So let's go back to 9 restaurant, right? Let's do some more. I want you to do 50. You can do it. Grandpa used to do 1,000 like this. 1,000. You know what I tell you when I told Fernando, first time I told Fernando? I said, we're gonna do 1,000 punches. Fernando said, 1,000? I said, you want to do 2,000? He said, no, 1,000 is fine. So we're gonna do 50. Just be glad you're not in the first class with Fernando. You have to do 1,000.
Oh.
And you know what? When you hear, and when you hear 1,000, that goes back to when Jesse, Ed, and Leroy ran a school together. They each had responsibilities. They all taught in their own way, right? Everybody had a way to get before. Leroy's way was, we're gonna do 1,000 punches with the right, 1,000 punches with the left, 1,000 kicks with the right, 1,000 kicks with the left. Leroy's 85. He still works out in the pool 3 times a week, and he still does punches and kicks and forms. 85. I'm 68 now. Whenever I think about slowing down or, oh, this hurts or that hurts, I think about Leroy, and he calls me young man every week. Well, young man, and that makes me feel good, and I keep going. So, my young granddaughter, Ryan, we're going to do 1,000 with the pancake, okay? Thank you, Jim. It's good. 1,000, no, we're going to do 50. That's better, right? That's better. You can do 50. Okay, so stand right foot forward. You want to be close enough that you can touch? Right, so put, yeah. Okay, so, you ready to do pancake, right? You go to pancake, ready? Back. Okay. So, what are we going to do real quick? Oh, we're good. Good, we good?
I like to roll a little bit.
Oh, you good. Like I don't like to roll. I can say that like I like to roll. Okay, Ryan, would you put those on the side for me? You gonna work on something?
Maybe a little
Roll to the wide joint? Okay, so it's the same. Okay, so it's, right, that's just one way to do it, right? But you know, when you do this, you can do that way, but when you do this and this, you still get 2 hands tied up, right? What you want to do is come in here. See, I got 2 hands tied up here. I'm not back where I want to be here,
right.
but I'm sure you feel the pressure, and you definitely feel the pressure on the other arm, right? Now I still got that, or I got, right. I got that, right? So that's not bad. I'm just saying, you're gonna reach across, grab both, and lock up both. Right, yeah. But again, you know, like you did right there to here, right? Well, not up there, but like right there, right? everything stops, right? You're limiting that motion, the range of motion of this, right? You can almost deliver.
Need a little longer arms.
Yeah, or close it tight, right? Right, that is perfect. Perfect. Exactly.
You can just.
Well, here, when you do that, you can feel that, yeah, right. Yeah, right. You saw the difference right away, right? Right. So, but you adjusted. So you were here, you felt that, okay, this is still not really trapped, right? Now it is, right? Now it is. Because he's pressing down in, and I can't really free this arm and hit the other arm here, right? It's like I'm really messed up. Even though he's got two arms on one on each arm, but he's pressing this, a little bit more this way. He's pressing here. I can't really, he's pressing down into my center. He's got this wide where his back is in my bridge of my nose and my eye, right? Again, so he's avoiding it, hit me in the mouth. But he's here, and hey, hit me, I go, I'm gonna see stars for a second, and that sets that up. Or go back to this, right? Or he does that boom, and he drops down, he can do that, or he can do a shot, and I never see a short hook.
Oh.
Bang! Good night.
Is that a follow-up?
Bang! Exactly. Never see it. Because I was seeing stars anyway, so you want to experience all of the stars, right? So, a California night. Right? Experience all of the stars. So, okay. So when you do that, try and get.
I'm pretty well.
But if you grab here and you let me know you grab it like this, and push it in here, right? Because now, see, you don't want to stay here either. Because here's what? This, right. If I do this, the people do this is wrong. It's not wrong. I'm punching across the body, I'm punching at his mouth. What I like to do, what Jesse said to do, that's why I like to do this. Replace this real quick. Alright? What I'm doing here is, we were here, I came across, we were here, and I came across this line south, to use terms when people experience or understand Wing Chun will see that, right? They'll see this, and I'm here, I'm also grabbing. Now you can grab with the whole hand, or you can grab here with this, but you practice, make sure you grab it. I'm not trying to leave this gap in here when I close this too, because to me, if I leave this gap, this could slip, this ain't come out, and I pay the price. I'm trying, when I come across here, I'm trying to shut this down in this way, right? And I don't, this is a transition position, because I'm punching against my body. I want to use torque when I'm delivering that. Now, if I did that, bang, bang, bang. Now, if I use palm, punch that time, I'm sorry. Bang, side of the head, bang, bang, bang. Or just bang and runs into something that let's try and ask ourselves, answer that physics question there. Can I get one object, solid object, through another solid object? I don't know. Well, let's find out. So, okay, go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry. Right. Just a little, right, that's better. Just a little tighter. That's all we're just going to cross. Right. You're trying, yeah.
So is it okay here, or is it?
No. That's
Going along here?
Right.
Still have this?
You still have that. Right. That's good. You still have that. I'm leaving. From there, as soon as you do that, when I bring this, as soon as this hand comes across, bang, this hand's out.
Alright, so what do you do if there's a gap on this side?
If there's a gap here,
Like, he's not putting his elbow in the or.
I'm pushing
Just
it down.
enough to show structure.
Yeah, what happens, right? You have to push it down. And I do that, right? Right, yes, you close with it,
Yes. Okay.
right? Right. You can drop the wing shot swing the other way. Wing shot, right? Bang! All right. Maybe I'm trying to
Because they're gonna chase that.
No, but that's not the thing. That's not the thing. You did the thing, but I know what you're thinking about, right? Right. I know what you're thinking about. You did chase it. You were thinking, there's nothing, I'm going, and then you felt this would drop, you stayed with it. So you did this with it.
Coming anywhere else.
Right, you did this like that. You did a lot south, you controlled it, you came in where you were supposed to come in. That's cool, that's what you're supposed to do. Does it work all the time? No, like I said, everybody expects to get hit.
But high probability.
Right. All we're doing is tweaking, perfecting, and not perfection. Perfection is what you strive for. You can never achieve, but it's something that we should all strive for. Jim Rohn used to say, whatever you do three things. Study, practice, and teach. Well, you're good at anything. That's it. Study it, practice it, and teach it. Why are you studying? To learn more about it. I'm still learning from Jesse and Jim and Ed, looking at video stuff and reading articles that they did and things. Like I've said time and time again about like with sticking. Jim said that Bruce changed his emphasis from chi sao to phone sao, right? And people go, oh, phone sao, oh. Yeah, why? Phone sao, simply put, in Jim's words, phone sao are trapping hands, the way he explained, it was explained to him by Bruce, the way Jim explained to us was, phone sao or trapping hands is just simply getting the guy's hands out of the way so you can hit it. That's it, all right? If the hands aren't there, you should be hitting. But if the hands show up, get them out of the way so you can hit it. All right? That's all it is. And it's achieved by a series of cleverly engineered slaps, parries, and wrist grabs. So you got pots out. Okay. We got, you've got times out, right? But you got answer the phone, right? You've got the wings out, the dice on, right? You've got wings out, wings out. Wings out. So here, boom, there is, when I say wing can go wing sao, all the systems is a circling hand. But in Wing Chun Go, wing sao is a body tracking technique also. So we're here, right? I come in this way, right? I can come in and walk. I can do wide joy. I've got this arm tied up. This is here, but ideally it should be here, right? Now, I do the Wing Chun Go version of Wing Chun. This drops down this way. It's a body trapping technique. I turn Jim. Boom, that opens that. Pause again, sorry folks. I'm a popular guy with my family.
Well.
Yes, Lydia. Oh, you watch me on YouTube? I want to walk around. Okay. She's not going to get hit. All right. Okay. So, look at comments of students and people who send them. That was funny. My daughter's watching this live. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, Jim. Was that help?
Yes, that was good. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. So it's just a constant tweak, but it's the fundamental stuff. I teach. Like I said, I love those guys I talk about all the time. Leroy, I'm going to get it through here today. I'm calling him. He and I are going to talk about an hour on the phone, and I'll see him in a few weeks. And a few of the other guys that train with Ed and Jesse and Leroy. I'm looking forward to that. So is Fernando. So is Joey.
Yep.
And
We're all excited. What are you talking about? We're like, woo, woo, woo.
We're going to take that show on the road, too. I'm hoping to take that show on the road. Because Chris Chernos, who's putting this thing together, has expressed that. And he told me to quote Chris Charles that Steve and Leroy and Renato were giving him hell because he didn't come when Steve came. But Chris is supposed to come to Chicago. We're going to get hopefully Tom DeFelice and some of the other guys from the Seattle area to come. I'd love to get Teddy to come. I'm going to talk to all the guys about coming, and they've expressed an idea, not an idea, but they've expressed that they'd like to come and work with us here.
Please come.
Yes.
Right? That would be cool.
And you know, we're going to get together with these guys, 909, in a few weeks, and looking forward to that. But to answer the earlier question, no, I'm not just his brother Mike. The same name, doing the same stuff, not as well as Mike did. Like I said, he was in a different universe entirely. You know, Mike could travel multi-universes with this stuff. I mean, this guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But here's the thing. This is what's crazy about that. Jesse taught art.
Exactly.
And I'm learning stuff about these guys individually. If you read and I'll just end with this couple things here real quickly. In Jesse's book, Bruce Lee between Wing Chun and Jeet Kune Do, Jesse said they were doing a single reflex timer drill to see who's the punching speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what Jesse's was, but he was Jesse, Jim DeMont, and Bruce tried this thing. That's the three that Jesse talked about in the book. I'm sure other people tried it, but of the three that tried it, you know, Jesse said he was a little slower than Jim, and Bruce was a little faster. So people would say, these guys, you know, you weren't there, you don't know. When I was recuperating, Jim DeMille demonstrated the 1 and 3 inch punch on Mike. When the first seminar I met him, I had his book, I read it, I had seen it demonstrated in the book, and Herb demonstrated on me. But Jim DeMille actually, he gave me one of those old, this shows you how old long ago this was, one of those old R&R Donnelly phone books. Not one, two, I hold in front of my chest. He puts his hand like this, he dropped it down to one edge, and went boom. He pushed me back just with that. He knocked me back 6 feet. Just with that. There are a lot of guys doing the 1 and 3 inch punch, but Jim DeMille taught it, did it, and he had different ways of delivering it. Each one of these guys, just like Chuck Norris and Joe Louis and Mike Stone, traveled and trained with Bruce in California, and they each got something different from Bruce. These guys, these early guys in Seattle got a lot of the same thing, and then some. But these guys used the stuff on the street things. Bruce was about taking care of his space. He was always really about taking care of his space. But this was an 18-year-old Bruce, and these guys were in their mid-20s, early to mid-20s. Like the young, I think, 24.
Wow.
They really weren't even, just getting into their mid-20s. But that's not to say that they were inexperienced. Like I said, Jesse was a 14-time judo champion. Ed had boxed professionally, as a professional and as an amateur.
Wow.
And he could take you out without any telegraph with either hand. All right? Just real quick, when I stuck with Jesse, you know, it's all full. When I stuck with Ed, that's how much tighter Ed stuck that I remember. You see, I right away, but he was always flowing forward. Always flowing forward. I mean, when you stuck with Ed, you automatically just tighten yourself up right away. You just tighten yourself up right away when you stuck. And he was like this, but it was all power. It was all power. And yeah, those guys, they mean a lot to me. And for me not to share this stuff with people who honestly want to know about it, what they were doing. And I'm not this ultimate badass. I'm just sharing it with you if you want to learn this stuff and what they share with me. Because
Exactly.
I don't want to piss on the memory and the stuff they gave me, piss it away by not sharing it with people that honestly want to know about it. So, Thanks for joining us. See you next same time, same back channel. We're out.
We're out. Thank you.
So how does the live stuff work after it's live? Does it stay there as a video? It's accessible, or does it have to be reposted, or?
No, it's
It's
so it
permanently up there?
uploads. So right now it's still live.
Oh,
Once I upload it, it won't go live. It won't post until tomorrow morning.
The whole thing's gonna be there?
Yeah.
oh, cool.
I'll watch it too.
Yeah, me too. I said, oh, that was grammatically incorrect, Mike. Yeah, and you're gonna be on tomorrow. So, one time around, quick.
My glass.
Okay. Palm up. Come on, turn around. Now, remember, you don't want to be down here. You're down here. You do that, right? But you're up here. You're not here. You can't. See? We'll practice this. Look, let me show you what Tiki Lily used to be able to do. I showed this to Tiki Lily. Come here. Here, just relax. And once you figure it's one of the important things.
Yes. Hold on.
That's pretty cool.
Don't forget your